then, first experience of using the carport / tarpaulin canopy idea. Still not trimmed down, but it's only raining slightly at the minute and there's next to no wind, which is perfect. But got the floodlight because the sun will be setting soon, and yeah, it's working alright. It's quite nice and dry. Lack of wind keeps it warm, and this light will obviously give a bit of heat as well. Yeah, happy days. We can start stripping down the front of the BMW and hopefully restoring the power. So let's get to it. All the covers off now. The pollen filter, cabin filter, all the heat shielding, and there is a lot. This is tough. That's hard as well, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that I've put in the shed. But found the cause of the lack of power. I'm going to have to switch to my phone to get the camera down there because this is far too tight. But if you look, right there, connector that's not plugged into anything, and I'll have to use my phone to show you the actual cable, the actual connector that it's sensor that it's going to. See if I can try and get a slide shot here. There, that thing. You can see it's not connected to the bottom. So I'll try reconnecting that and see whether that fixes the problem. So as you can see, I've gone for the aircon condenser replacement whilst I'm in the engine bay. I've taken out the expansion tank and I've just cable tied it in place to hold it upright because it's still got a lot of coolant in it, and I didn't want to waste it all. It's still connected up to the bottom of the EGR cooler on that hose, but obviously you can see the top hose has been disconnected. I've just moved it over here. The fan shroud came off with some Torx screws, I believe they were T25 I think, and some push pins, and we had this block connector and this smaller one as well connected onto this side, but after that was on it was pulled off up and out. Next was the radiator. Again, disconnected the coolant hose, but left it in on this side and just pushed it out of the way whilst we've got this space now that the fan shroud is gone, and was able to get to the condenser, which sits right here. So these are the aircon lines. It was just a hex head, I believe 6 or 7mm. Just pop those out, and then this bracket at the side here is held on with this Torx screw here, which goes through the bottom of the condenser. And you can see how this mounts into that bracket, and the Torx screw just goes through there, so you can't remove just this without undoing that, because that plastic bracket will get in the way. So I've taken a lot of bolts out of this top support brace here. That was just in order to get a bit of extra wiggle room to push this up and out of the way, so I can get the condenser out here. See, there's the fluid coolant line. Slot it in right there into that groove, otherwise it won't be flush enough down here, and then you bolt up these top Torx bolts. Yeah, so I've not put that one in fully yet because that needs to sit down in that bracket underneath this hose, and that way the intercooler can fit snugly in between the front bumper and the radiator and be screwed up from the bottom. The torque screws on the bottom that hold the intercooler to the bottom of the radiator were completely rust welded in, so I've scored a groove in and just used a large flathead to get them out. So I probably will be replacing them, so it'll do for now. This might be crazy, but I actually kind of like that. The blue is not really what I'm going for with this car, but still, give me something to think about.